more she just focused on Jesus, the more it made me curious. And she's the polar opposite of me.
Fame and fortune in Hollywood may seem like the ultimate dream, but a surprising number of stars chose God over fame. While some have stepped away from the industry completely, others choose to stay but draw a clear line when it comes to roles that conflict with their faith.
Our testimony is just from a standpoint of people who don't understand what God does when He creates a covenant.
From music artist Vanity, who left fame to follow Christ, to comedian Chris Tucker, who turned down millions for his faith, here are 20 celebrities who ultimately chose God over Hollywood. 20. Vanity, Denise Matthews. Vanity-born Denise Matthews was a Canadian singer and actress who rose to fame in the 1980s as Prince's protege and lead of the girl group Vanity 6. Known for her proactive image and hits like Nasty Girl, she became a star. But behind the glamour, she spiraled into addiction. In 1992, after a near-fatal overdose, she claimed to have had a divine encounter with Jesus. That moment changed everything. She renounced her stage name, walked away from Hollywood, and became a born-again Christian. She even discarded every trace of her path. As she put in, "When I came to the Lord Christ, I threw out about 1,000 tapes of mine. Every interview, every tape, every video, everything." Until her death in 2016, Denise Matthews devoted her life to ministry, never looking back. 19. Dolores Hart. Dolores Hart was Hollywood's golden girl, the one who gave Elvis Presley his first on-screen kiss. Dolores was once dubbed the next Grace Kelly. Dolores Hart starred alongside legends like Marlon Brando and Montgomery Clift. But at 1916, at the height of her fame, she walked away from it all. She thought it would just be a short break, but the peace she found at the Abbey of Regina Loudest proved to be more profound. "It's the kind of feeling you get when you meet the person you're going to marry," she said. That marriage, however, was to God. Despite being engaged, she broke it off and entered the monastery, never returning to Hollywood. Today, known as Mother Dolores, she lives a quiet life seeking faith, love, and hope. 18. Angus T. Jones. Best known for growing up on America's TV screens, Angus T. Jones was one of the most familiar actors in Hollywood. He starred as the half-man Jake Harper on the hit sitcom 2.5 Men, eventually becoming the highest-paid child actor in Hollywood and earning roughly $300,000 per episode. His life took a sharp turn when he dedicated his life to his newfound Christian faith, joining the Seventh-day Adventist Church as he came of age. This spiritual awakening became the catalyst for a major life change. Jones could no longer stand by the show's themes, which he felt made light of serious real-world problems. In 2013, he famously quit the series, urging fans in religious videos to stop watching what he now called filth. Explaining his dramatic exit, Jones stated, "I was a paid hypocrite because I wasn't okay with it, but I was still doing it." 17. Neil McDonough. With a face made for film and a voice made for drama, Neil McDonough became a standout in projects like the HBO series Band of Brothers and as the villain Damien Dark across multiple DC television shows. His commitment to his beliefs came to a head in 2010. Because of his strict personal rule to not perform romantic scenes out of respect for his wife and God, he was fired from the ABC series Scoundrels. This decision led to him being briefly blacklisted in the industry for being a religious zealot. He has explained his non-negotiable stance by stating clearly, "I won't kiss any other woman because these lips are meant for one woman." 16. Candace Cameron Bure. Audiences first met Candace Cameron Bure as DJ Tanner, and they never really let her go. A devout Christian, Bure took a 10-year break from the industry to be a mother, a time she says God used to lay the foundation for her to be a voice for Him in her next season. After over a decade as the Queen of Christmas at the Hallmark Channel, her desire to create more faith-focused content led to a major career shift. In 2022, she joined the Great American Family Network as its Chief Creative Officer, making headlines for her decision to put faith back into family entertainment. 15. Mason Betha, Mace. Mason Betha, known to the world as Mace, was one of the biggest stars of 90s hip-hop. As a key player on Bad Boy Records, he went triple platinum at just 21 years old, earning millions and massive fame. However, due to the intense pressure, Mace abruptly retired from hip-hop in 1999, announcing he was pursuing a calling from God. This decision led him to become an ordained minister, and he took a 5-year gap from the industry. After a brief comeback, he has continued to move between rap and the pulpit, recently becoming the lead pastor of Atlanta's Gathering Oasis Church. 14. Brian Head Welch. Brian Welch rose to fame with the explosive success of Korn. As the band's guitarist, he helped pioneer the nu metal genre of the 90s, winning Grammys and selling millions of records worldwide. However, his life was also defined by a severe addiction to methamphetamines and other drugs. In 2005, he experienced a powerful spiritual awakening and became a born-again Christian. He quit the industry for 8 years, a time he spent writing books and creating solo music. He eventually rejoined Korn in 2013, having found a way to balance his faith with his band. Of his initial decision to leave, Welch stated, "I was too weak to make a big decision like that. God came and helped me." 13. Pat Boone. With a clean-cut image and a golden voice, Pat Boone dominated the charts in the 1950s, second only to Elvis with hits like Ain't That a Shame. A devout Christian his entire life, Boone committed himself to Jesus at age 13. When fame arrived, he viewed it as a divine test of his faithfulness, a conviction that would define his entire career. He famously maintained a wholesome image, even refusing a starring role opposite Marilyn Monroe because he felt the story compromised his beliefs. Today, he still records music stating God gave him a platform to test his faithfulness to his wife and to the church. 12. Sherri Shepherd. Sherri Shepherd brought humor and heart to daytime TV, but her journey to faith was deeply personal. Raised as a Jehovah's Witness, she found her path to Christianity as an adult after facing personal struggles. Her faith then became the catalyst for a major career shift. After performing what she called dirty and vulgar stand-up comedy to build a following, she committed to Christ and made the difficult decision to abandon her raunchy material. She also began refusing acting roles that required nudity because they conflicted with her beliefs. Today, she hosts her own successful daytime talk show, Sherri, stating it was hard to lose her old following, but that she knew she had to do that. 11. Kevin Sorbo. Kevin Sorbo became an international star in the 1990s, playing the lead role in the hit series Hercules: The Legendary Journeys. Raised in a Christian home, Sorbo has always been outspoken about his faith. However, after becoming more vocal about his conservative and Christian beliefs, he says mainstream opportunities disappeared. Sorbo claims he was effectively blacklisted after his longtime agent and manager dropped him, which led him to become a major force in the faith-based film industry, where he now directs and stars in family-friendly movies. 10. Letitia Wright. The Guyanese-British actress Letitia Wright stunned audiences with her breakout role as Shuri in Marvel's Black Panther. Struggling with depression as her career began, Wright's turning point came when she was invited to a Bible study and found Christianity. Her newfound faith became so profound that she almost quit acting entirely, viewing the industry as an idol and even turning down a major role to focus on God. Today, she has returned to acting with a new purpose. She explained she needed the break because she had idolized acting and had to discover my relationship with God. 9. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is an American director and producer who built a billion-dollar entertainment empire. He became famous for his stage plays and films featuring his signature character Medea. Raised in a Christian household, Perry's faith was his bedrock through a difficult childhood. Inspired by Oprah, he began writing plays that combined humor with a strong message of faith. Instead of leaving Hollywood, Perry built his own version of it, creating movies for an audience he felt was ignored. He now owns one of the largest film studios, where he buried Bibles under each soundstage. His goal, he says, is to talk about God and mention the name Jesus in my films. 8. Kelsey Grammer. The Emmy-winning actor Kelsey Grammer is known for playing Dr. Frasier Crane for 2 decades on the hit sitcom Cheers and Frasier. Raised in a Christian Science household, Grammer has been open about his faith being an anchor through a life marked by immense personal tragedy. While never leaving Hollywood, his career has seen a significant faith-focused shift in recent years, leading him to actively choose roles that align with his beliefs. This new direction led him to star as Pastor Chuck Smith in the 2023 box office hit Jesus Revolution. He now prioritizes projects that carry a message of hope and redemption. 7. Tamara Mowry Housley. Tamara Mowry Housley lit up screens in Sister Sister, making her a teen icon of her generation. A devout Christian, Tamara has been vocal about her faith being her moral compass after growing up in the spotlight. This commitment became a key factor in her career. As an adult actress, she held a firm boundary against roles she felt were overly sexualized or conflicted with her values. Making a commitment to represent God positively, she carefully selects projects that align with her beliefs and continues to produce and star in family-friendly content today. 6. Stephen Baldwin. Stephen Baldwin, the youngest of the famous Baldwin brothers, became known for his roles in the 90s like The Usual Suspects. Though raised Catholic, Baldwin was not actively practicing his faith until the September 11th attacks. Witnessing the tragedy and influenced by his wife, he became a born-again Christian. His conversion dramatically altered his career path. After becoming outspoken about his faith, he says many in Hollywood were unwilling to work with him, leading him to focus on ministry and starring in faith-based films. He once said his name was rejected in casting rooms due to his beliefs. 5. Jim Caviezel. Jim Caviezel's rise in Hollywood came with powerful roles and deep Catholic beliefs. He gained prominence in films like The Count of Monte Cristo and was a rising mainstream star. As a devout Catholic, his faith has always been central to his life. His turning point came in 2004 when he accepted the role of Jesus in Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ, despite being warned it would damage his career. The consequence was immediate. Caviezel says he was rejected by my own industry as high-profile roles stopped coming his way. This has led him to champion independent faith-based films like the hit Sound of Freedom. Reflecting on the sacrifice, he said, "I made the choice. We have to give up our names, our reputations, our lives to speak the truth." 4. Montel Jordan. Montel Jordan became a 90s music icon with his 1995 debut single, This Is How We Do It. The smash hit topped the Billboard charts and remains a classic party anthem. Jordan grew up in a Baptist church but strayed from his Christian principles as his music career took off. His turning point came in 2010 when, during a fast at Victory World Church, he said God clearly told him to quit the music industry. This divine calling led him to immediately cancel his comeback album and walk away from his R&B career. Today, he is a lead worship pastor at the same church. 3. Dennis Quaid. With charm and versatility, Dennis Quaid became a staple of American cinema, known for starring roles in films like The Parent Trap and The Day After Tomorrow. Raised Baptist, Quaid became disillusioned with his faith as his star rose, leading to a severe drug addiction. His turning point came in the 1990s when he entered rehab to fill what he called a spiritual hole inside him. He began rereading the Bible and rediscovered his Christian faith. This has led Quaid to embrace his roots in his career, starring in a successful faith-based film like I Can Only Imagine, and releasing a gospel album titled Fallen, a gospel record for sinners. 2. Kirk Cameron. Kirk Cameron rose to fame as a teen idol and became one of the biggest names of the 1980s, famous for playing Mike Seaver on the hit sitcom Growing Pains. A self-proclaimed atheist with no religious background, his turning point happened at age 17. After a conversation about God, he became a born-again Christian on the set of the show. This led to immediate career changes as he began refusing storylines that conflicted with his new faith, creating friction with producers. After Growing Pains, he dedicated his career almost exclusively to Christian evangelism and starring in faith-based films like Fireproof. Reflecting on it, Cameron said, "The most important decision I could ever make would be to humble myself and trust Jesus Christ as the Lord of my life." 1. Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker's high-energy comedy and lightning-fast delivery made him a star in the 90s. As an actor and comedian, he shot to fame starring as Smokey in Friday before achieving global stardom in the Rush Hour series. Raised in a Pentecostal home, Tucker strayed from his faith as he became famous. In 1997, he became a born-again Christian. This spiritual renewal had immediate career consequences as he famously turned down a $12 million offer for the Friday sequel, no longer wanting to cuss or smoke weed on camera. Today, he performs family-friendly stand-up comedy. He explained the challenge by saying, "I have to dig deeper to find something that's still funny and not raunchy." Which of these celebrity stories of faith inspired you the most? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this.